Hey folks, basically something that I missed in President Biden's initial announcement to cancel student debt is he's actually wanting to cancel all interest for most everybody out there. It's really quite wild if you think about it. So specifically what's going on is in Biden's recent cancellation 2.0 announcement, he wants to cancel all prior accrued interest for anybody that's got a household income or income of less than 120 as a single individual roughly, and about less than 240K as a married couple. So that was really kind of buried in that announcement. The eclipse was going on like during his speech about this, like yesterday or something like that. It's been a long week. So basically that's really shocking. Like that was nowhere predicted anywhere that he was going to come out and say that he wanted to cancel all accrued interest for anybody that's less than 120K of single income or less than 240K married income. That's like 95% of borrowers. So effectively, if you've borrowed more than what you took out originally in principal, he would effectively wipe away so much debt if this plan were to pass that a lot of people that would think that they needed to pursue the SAVE plan might even go pursue paying off their loans instead. So this is really pretty shocking to me. I also think to be, not to be a Debbie Downer, but I think that there's a good chance that he made this plan even more generous because his whole plan was to know that it would get shot down by the courts, basically. So the initial plan for canceling debt after losing at the Supreme Court was a lot more scaled back than this. It was a lot more sort of, just kind of canceling around the edges is what I would call it. People that have been in debt for 20 years, people that were disabled, people that went to fraudulent schools, etc. But with this new cancellation program, initially he added hardship as a reason to get cancellation. So there's like 17 different categories of hardship in these rules. So effectively, almost anybody could claim hardship under one of these categories for the most part, or a lot of people could, and get cancellation in full. So that's like pretty broad. That was pushed by consumer advocates, student loan borrower advocates to have that added into this 2.0 cancellation. Now, the interest cancellation part of things, essentially everyone, regardless of income, gets up to $20,000 of interest canceled. So even if you're making tons of money, you still get up to $20,000 of interest canceled. I think what he means by that is Pell Grant borrowers get 20 and everybody else gets 10. And then if your income is below 120 as a single individual or 240K as a married person, then you get all the accrued interest on your loans canceled. Now here's the bad news about this. I don't think this is going anywhere. I don't think this is going to go through. The reason is the Supreme Court is, a 6-3 conservative majority. They've already said that, Congress doesn't hide, they say elephants and mouse holes, right? Congress has to expressly authorize major things like this for the president to do it. So, if you cancel a ton of borrower accounts, the servicers will still be impacted. The same people who brought the original lawsuit would probably bring an additional lawsuit for the same reasons that the servicer's revenue is being impacted. And basically, that would give them standing to probably sue again on behalf of Mohila, which is kind of personally one of my opinions about why, PSLF was taken away from Mohila. But that's just a personal view. So basically, in terms of this cancellation stuff, well, let's just see what happens. I would expect that first you actually have to see a final rule published. So they can't sue based off of a press release. They have to sue based off of an actual formal rule that's been issued. So we'll be monitoring this. And if you want to get and somebody also asked, is this cancellation based off of 2023 income? They'd probably do it the way they did the original cancellation program, I think, which was, any one of the 2022 or 2023. So someone's asking too in the comments, if someone's going to grad school soon, would you recommend not taking out loans? No, it's reasons like this that I would take out a lot of loans. Now, listen, I wouldn't tell you to take out a lot of loans if you're, if you have wealthy family or if you can avoid it, sure, avoid it. It's not something you want to proactively go and add to your life. Student debt's not something that you want to just take on lightly. But, the truth is if you're going to go to physical therapy school or whatever kind of graduate program and take on $100K anyway, and you're probably going to be in a not-for-profit job, Like, why not take out $200K and go to a city you'll have more fun in and a school you'll enjoy more and, have more fun while you're in school? I mean, that's what the rules incentivize, right? So anyways, that's just, these cancellation programs. I mean, what's clear is, we're going to see a lot more political battles on this, right? That's what's very clear. And also note that all these cancellation programs are all predicated on the ability to not have to pay taxes on them. And that's getting reintroduced in 2026. And Republicans are not going to have any incentive to go along with Democrats in giving that an extension because of how President Biden has used that waiver of federal taxation on canceled debt to try to create a bunch of extra programs to do that. So we're going to see a lot of battles over student loans over the next weeks, months, and years. So buckle up and let us know if you have any questions about Biden's cancellation program or otherwise.